Hello, Much Momano. How are you all doing? Today I'm reviewing the latest edition of Britney Spears Fantasy. The latest addition to the Fantasy line, I should say. Came out in autumn last year. And I think the release of it was staggered through a lot of countries, as they normally are. I don't know why. I don't know why we all just can't have it at the same time. Yeah, I got it very recently, today in fact, and I already feel comfortable enough to do a review on it. Mainly because this is a new twist on the original. This isn't a brand new fantasy, so if you're already a fan of fantasy and you think this is going to be something completely different, save yourself the trouble and don't blind by it and listen to this review, okay? That's what you're here for. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure of the whole theme of it. Rock or Femme, I don't know. It's a hot pink and black bottle. Really good colour combination, I think. It's pretty. Better than pink and lime green, anyway, like the original was. So, yeah, basically what they've done is they've just taken a few things out of the original one and replaced them with new things and made this perfume. There isn't a world of difference between them, but for the record, I much prefer this version. I just like it altogether more. I just think it is better. So, the top notes of this one are coconut cream and blackberry. Oh, it's a floral fruity gourmand, just in case you didn't know, like the other one was. The heart notes are violet, jasmine, and gardenia. And then the base notes are cashmere woods, vanilla, musk, and amber. So, let me just show you the prettiness of this thing. I must say, fantasy is one of my guilty pleasures. It's also one that I don't really wear outside very often. I don't know, it's just a guilty pleasure. I smell it because it's just really pleasant to me. Really nice. Anyway, this is what the box looks like. Hot pink and black combination. It's really cool. Rock or Femme Fantasy, Britney Spears, Eau de Parfum. It's about time she released a new one anyway. The last one, the Island Fantasy, was just a disaster, I thought. I didn't really like it at all. So, and yeah, I like the original a lot, so I thought I might just try this one out. So here's the bottle. It's the typical fantasy style. There's no change here. Just that it's pink and black instead of whatever other colour combination she's used before. So, let me spray it on my hand. Let me just tell you, like I said, I do really prefer this one. The way it smells is, if you can imagine the original Fantasy, if you're a fan already, remove the kiwi and replace it with blackberry. That's already a winner in my book. The other one had a quite tart green fruitiness to it, the newer formulation anyway, and it wasn't as cupcakey and sweet. And that sharpness kind of stays with it all the way through. So replace the kiwi with blackberry, take away the green tartness of kiwi, and inject into it instead a tart berry. Blackberry, it's the prevailing note all the way throughout this fragrance. It's really lovely. Also, remove the chocolate and cupcake from the previous one and add in coconut cream instead. The coconut to me it's just a tinge. This isn't a heavily coconutty fragrance at all. It's all about the blackberry. The fact that it's coconut cream as well does give it a somewhat smoother edge all around. When I smelled them side by side, the original one's here actually, well, this one had a kind of, like I said, tart green fuzziness, and it wasn't overly gourmandy and cupcakey. This one just feels to be a little bit smoother all the way through, and that must be the coconut cream doing that. It's a really nice combination. I didn't think blackberry and coconut cream would be good together, or blackberry and coconut, because they're just completely opposite ends of the fruit spectrum anyway. But it really works in this, and I think it's a better version. If you like Midnight Fantasy by Britney, which is, you know, the typical berry version of fantasy, even though it's a different fragrance, but if you like the way the berries are done in that, I would definitely say give this one a go. This is not anything darker. I've seen on the description where it says, oh, it's supposed to have a darker base and a darker this, and it's not that really. It's still fantasy at the end of the day. It's still got that sweet, fun, flirty thing about it, except you've just got a lot more blackcurrant in this one. Well, a whole new note of blackcurrant in this one, which works really well with the rest of it. I think I've let it dry down a few times, and the dry down start to see them, if you have Fantasy here and Fantasy here and Rock Femme Fantasy here, they do start to come together again in the dry down. There's not much difference in the way it smells floral wise. It's still the same, and the only thing is, I would say it just is a little bit smoother all the way down into dry down. The longevity to me is okay as well. A lot of people are saying that it's not that good. I think it's okay. It's not as good as the original, but overall really nice. Fantasy with a smooth, creamy black currant twist. It's as simple as that. Click my logo to subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon for another review. Goodbye.